The question come is now for us as outsider that we are not expert of the law. So we were like, okay, we see trademark, we see copyright, we see IP. So what is the difference among these three? So Stephen,
Yes,
can you tell us about that?
sure. So IP, intellectual property, broadly is a category. And it includes things that you come up with, the creations of your mind. And it includes trademarks, brands, copyrights, which are artistic creations. It includes trade secrets, such as your customer list, and some of your special relationships, probably some of the contracts that you use. It includes design rights, like the layout of your website, among other things. And so, broadly, intellectual property is all of this stuff. You can't really fill out a registration and apply for intellectual property per se. It's got to be in one of these other categories. As we just kind of briefly alluded to, trademarks protect brands. These are names, slogans, logos that identify the product, the service, or the company, the things you provide. Copyrights protect artistic creations. Those artistic creations could be a book, could be images, could be photographs, videos, presentations, the talks that you do, also your website, look and feel of it. And in particular, the images in it also can be copyright registered. So copyright protects all these artistic creations. Design rights apply to broader aspects of your personal branding. I want to get into those later, but let's get through some of the more basic forms of intellectual property first. By the way, trade secrets are going to be the things that are genuinely secret that are important to your business, that give it value. Your customer list, maybe your supplier list, maybe the knowledge of the marketing numbers that you get so you can reach your customers better than your competition. Depending on your business, of course, that could be really important. One of the things, by the way, I like about online marketing is that it creates lots of relationships. And so there's all these opportunities of co-marketing. Well, those relationships and how you manage them and use them are also trade secret type intellectual property. Whether you choose to go through the process of capturing it as your own, that just depends on the nature of your own business.
Right. So now I'm sure that, people who are watching or listening now, the next question comes say, well, so Stephen, what kind of assets, meaning, intellectual property under all the stuff we have, what shall we consider to copyright or trademark? So for example, maybe we put in the context of if they are coaches and consultants. Generally speaking, the coaches and consultants, they have their own coaching program, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have their logo of their website or the logo of the program.
Mm-hmm.
And also the program itself. The program itself can be some with a structured curriculum and plus some, they probably have some live course, either groups in the group section or in the one-on-one section. So can we talk about in this context, what shall we consider for copyright or trademark?
Sure. So the things you might want to register as a trademark in your business would be the name of your program, the name of, say, the framework that you use to train people, the logo that you use, the slogans that really set you apart. These are things that identify you, identify your program, identify your business. Those are the things you should consider for trademark registration. Of course, when you're a small business, the budget doesn't really lend itself to just filing lots of trademarks. Interestingly, if you look up, say, PayPal, you think just two simple words. But PayPal is a big corporation, has dozens and dozens of trademark registrations on the words PayPal in different fonts and different color schemes, as logos, as slogans. It's very interesting how a large company with a large budget does it. But For us as, smaller entrepreneurs, smaller businesses, the trick is to be strategic about what you choose to protect and what you choose to register. A good way to think about it is that at a very minimum, you would want to register the name that you put forward as your business. And that should be something that would be a no-brainer, if you will, for filing for a trademark registration. On the copyright side, it's a little bit more broad. Copyrights because they apply to video, because they apply to written materials, and even public speaking events. You need to be strategic about selecting the things that really set you apart and make you money and are likely to be copied. So the website registration is a good starting point for any entrepreneur. Second thing to look at is the structure and the materials that you hand out to your customers, your clients, to train them. So if you're a coach, you probably have a coaching methodology and you're either licensing it from a coaching program or it's something you came up with on your own. Now, if it's something you came up with on your own, then you may be able to file for copyright registrations on that material. Let's say that you're an author. So you have, of course, a copyright opportunity on the book you've written as text. You might also be able to get a copyright on the images in the book. So for example, Mike Kim is a client, and we were able to register a copyright on the images in his book, as well as the book itself independently from that. By the way, I mentioned videos a moment ago. If you got a talk that's just really hitting all the right notes and is getting attention, you may want to copyright that to prevent your competitors and others from using the content of your talk without attribution to you. Nobody likes a plagiarizer, so how do you prove they're a plagiarizer? Register your video. And so when you do these things together, the trademarks and the copyrights, that's how you create this broader form of protection called design rights. It's a way of thinking of creating a brand identity around your business so that when people go to a website, see a material, see a banner at a speaking event or a marketing event, they instantly know, hey, that's you.
Thank you so much for the reply. I think now people have a whole lot more clearer idea in this area. And if you like this video and this episode, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share with others so more crisis center leaders have the opportunity to consume this type of valuable content. Before I go, I just want to remind you that you can click on the screen to go to the next business growth videos, and I will see you in the next episode.